Tuesday evening. We had records set at Old Trafford on the same evening. On Wednesday night, we had 5 away wins, including a big shock at Anfield as Brighton beat Liverpool. And then this win for Chelsea this evening. And this is what it means for the top of the table. The top 3 all won, which means the champions are now 7 away from the leaders. West Ham are flying. Look at them. Chelsea's Champions League chase is very much back on. And you can see Tottenham there sitting 3 points behind them, 8th in the league at the moment. And this is the plan for this weekend because, yes, the football keeps on coming thick and fast here on BT Sport. And this weekend we bring you 6 teams who were all beaten this midweek. We start with Aston Villa up against Arsenal. That one's Saturday from 11:30 in the morning, followed almost straight away by Newcastle up against Southampton. And then on Sunday morning from 11 o'clock, we'll bring you all of the goals from Saturday in Premier League today, followed by Tottenham looking for a response against a West Brom side who also need a win as well. 2 managers struggling to turn things around. Well, let's start on the positives for Thomas Tuchel. That's 3 games, that's 3 clean sheets. 2 wins. That's a good start to life in the Premier League for him.
Definitely, he'd be mighty pleased with that. I think he's seeing his players. Obviously, they're doing their auditions live through the 90 minutes, and I think he'll be pleased with what he's seeing. I think he's seeing players rotate in different positions. Can they handle it? We spoke beforehand about tactically having different shapes, different offerings, and the players have adjusted very, very well under him. So I think the players will be happy, and most importantly, he will be too.
You like what you saw from Chelsea?
I thought it was excellent tonight. First half, dominated possession. Game plan, in possession, out of possession, players taking on tactics. You couldn't write the script with the 3 players that scored in these games under his early tenure that have been the 3 players that didn't see game time with Frank. But it's looking optimistic. As a Chelsea fan, they got to be watching this thinking, you know, this could be a turning point, get back on track and start chasing top 4.
Jermaine. Angry Jermaine at half-time. What sort of Jermaine Juniors have we got at full-time?
I'm still not happy. I don't think that just because you decide to run around a bit more in the second half or press high, you know, these things, not so much the pressing high, but the running around and the energy is just, that's a standard part of being a football player. There was a change and there was a shift, but, you know, we're talking about a team here that at one point was kind of talking about challenging for a title. Okay, then now that's been shifted back into, can they get into a top 4 position to the Champions League? You don't just get into the top 4 or, you know, anywhere close to a title by just running around. You've got to have quality and you've got to show that quality and impose yourself on games. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure, you know, Jose will say he's seen an improvement in the second half because there was much more energy, but I still didn't see the quality or really endeavour. I never really saw that goal coming, even that late chance for Vinicius, he should have stuck away. There was nothing more than that, really, Rio.
It was like an aimless performance. There was nothing about it. There was no personality. And it seems that it's easy to say this, but like, Kane doesn't play. The personality of this team is drained straight out of the team. No confidence, no character, no leader. There's nobody driving that team. And whether that comes from just the players or is it the management that have to push that into the team, I think it's a combination of both, and it just doesn't seem to be happening. And they're a team, we saw them against Brighton. Brighton looked like a team that were going for Champions League football, and they were a team just trying to stay out of the relegation zone. If you looked at it without actually knowing it was Spurs and Brighton, and where would they be in the league? And it's worrying for me. Listen, they're not far off Champions League in terms of points, but the way that they're performing at the moment, the last couple of games, would be a worry for me.
Rio, there'd be Spurs fans watching this tonight and screaming at the TV saying, we lost, you know, passing on responsibility. What are we doing? What are we doing out of possession? What are we doing in possession? They don't know, like, how are we going to score? How are we going to attack? No ethos of going up. I think where the goals where it was coming from, when it was going up to Kane and into Son, I think that was still off the cuff in a way because Kane was coming short because he wasn't getting the ball.
That's relying on individuals. Isn't it? That's what it's not. That doesn't strike me as being like a team philosophy. That's more like just get the ball to them two and they'll do it, and we'll stay sure at the back here. That's what will be the concern for me as well.
It just seems so reactive, doesn't it? You know, and no options on the ball when it's a sorry state.
Well, look, I'm not sure how many hundreds of appearances you 3 made in the Premier League, but I sit here with you 3 this evening, and all 3 of you pretty much confused by the approach of Tottenham tonight. Yeah, but it's the game that matters for them, and in the centre of the park making things happen for them tonight was Mason Mount. Let's get the reaction from him. He's with Des Kelly.
Mason, was that a deserved win? You had pretty much good control in the majority of the game.
Yeah, I think we had a lot of control in the first half. I mean, we should have scored more in the game. I had a couple chances. We had a couple other chances where we should be way more clinical in front of goal, and that's something that we need to work on, me, myself as well. But no, I think we had good possession throughout the game. It's always tough to come here and control it throughout because they go forward, they push for the goal. They knew there was 1-0 down at the end, so they're trying to get an equaliser. So it always makes it tough to kind of have that control throughout. But no, I thought we played very well.
Yeah, but tactically, it looked like you had the edge from the start. You know, overloads, wing backs pushing on. It was causing the Spurs a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that's what we kind of looked at before. It's the style the manager wants us to play, and it's been working well. So yeah, it's something that we need to keep working at. It's new. It's different for some of us players, especially me today, maybe playing a bit as a kind of false 9 and then dropping into the 10 and helping the midfield out. So we're all learning, but yeah, it's obviously going well so far.
And Thomas is going to keep changing this system. He said before the game he's going to try different tactics, different people in different places.
Yeah, and that's obviously a positive for us, and it makes it difficult for any team we play against. They don't know what we're going to come with. So yeah, we're obviously working on it day in, day out in training, different formations, different tactics, and yeah, we're just focused on trying to keep getting better and better and getting them wins.
And maybe just a bit more killer instinct. Is that what he's going to say to you?
Yeah.
I saw you go down the tunnel with him and around the shoulder. What was the discussion there?
No, I just said I should have had 1 or 2 definitely, and we spoke about it at half time as well. Just be clinical and go with a purpose and want to score. I mean, I didn't have my shooting boots on today, so something that I'll work on during the week. And it's a bit different. I've been playing a bit deeper, so to being up in the box a bit more, I need to work on that finishing. So hopefully it can come.
Well done. Thanks.
Thank you. Cheers.
Love that, a young man expecting better of himself all the time. Look, the teams that we enjoy watching in the Premier League are those with a clear plan, you know, the Leicesters and Brightons and Evertons. What plan do you now really see emerging under Thomas Tuchel at Chelsea?
Well, a fluid plan, you know, defensively looks solid. 2 midfielders getting on the ball, looking forward. A fluid, front 3 that come inside, go long, come short. 4 backs that overlap. You know, there's a plan there. In the short space of time that they've been working on, 10 days, 11 days, it's becoming fruitful already.
I think that's it's one of those situations where I feel like they were doing that for Frank. You know, I don't think that Frank wasn't getting that out of them. I think the results went against Frank, and you know, I think the start that Thomas Tuchel had has been great. I think it's so easy to sit here at times when new managers come in and be like, oh, you know, it's brilliant, it's great to watch. Yeah, it's enjoyable, but that is what happens in management. You get a bounce. There's an effect when a new manager comes in. He's got experience, Thomas Tuchel, and he's done well in most places he's been. But obviously at Chelsea, in the Premier League, the level of, you know, that is expected, we're going to see in terms of that level of consistency. If tonight's anything to go by, then there's a lot for Chelsea fans to be excited about. I personally still think if they don't bring in a world-class striker, they'll still be short of where he needs to be to keep his job for a long period of time.
Yeah, I agree. You can't judge him now. He'll be judged in months